For today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you one tip that you can do today to improve the entire dynamic of your relationship. Let's go. One thing that you can do today to change the entire dynamic of your relationship is to make more bids for connection. Bids for connection is actually a term that Dr. John Gottman termed in order to describe things such as turning towards your partner physically when they're speaking, making eye contact with your partner when they're speaking, physical touch with your partner when they're sharing something. It's just ways that we can connect with others. So think about your life and as you're going through it. Difference between an acquaintance, someone you walk past down the street, and your spouse, someone that you hug, kiss, hold hands with, share life with. It's much deeper than an acquaintance you pass by the street or someone you see every once in a while and say, hey, what's up? How's it going? Way different, right? And so a research study that he actually conducted showed that couples who were engaged and had more bids for connection throughout their conversations or interactions with each other, they actually were married longer than couples that did not. So the study did span for about 6 years, and they found that the ones that were divorced after 6 years actually only showed 30% on average bids for connection throughout their interactions, right? And then the ones who did remain married showed 80+%, about 88% of bids for connection throughout their interactions. The simplest way to think of a bid for connection is a way in which your partner chooses to connect with you. So this can be anywhere from playful flirting to physical touch, a hug, an embrace, hand holding, asking you an intriguing question, asking you about your day, or asking, hey, I see a change in you. Is there something wrong? Those are all examples of bids for connection. When your partner does initiate a bid for connection, there are about 3 ways to respond to those bids for connections. The first way is to turn towards your partner, towards that bid for connection. So that could be acknowledging that your partner has initiated a bid for connection. The second way is by actually not even realizing that your partner has given you a bid for connection. So you either ignore it or you really just genuinely did not see it. Now, this can happen in certain instances, and it does happen in relationships a lot. So think about it this way. Let's say you go into the kitchen and you've come home from a long day of work and you're just like, right? That was a pretty big sigh. And sometimes we need a few sighs after work, okay? However, your partner is right there, and let's say he's on his computer or she's on her computer, or they're cooking, and they hear you, but maybe they're so focused on what they're doing that they don't actually ask you how your day was, or they don't ask you what's going on, or they don't say, hey, I see that you look tired, right? There's no response to your bid for connection. Now, the third way to respond to a bid for connection, turn against it. So you hear it, you see the bid for connection that your partner is trying to make to you, but you reject it in an argumentative or belligerent type of way. So let's say your partner does come into the kitchen and they had a long day at work, right? And you hear that, you see that, but you're just like, you know what? Why do you have to make a big deal about this? I worked, you went to work, we both went to work, we're both tired. That would be an example of turning against a bid for connection. It doesn't necessarily usually have the best outcome. Now, are we always going to catch our partner's bids for connection? No. There are going to be times where we miss it. And that is when it is up to your partner, the one who made the bid for connection, to say, hey, I am making a bid for connection, or hey, I'm trying to connect with you right now. Or, hey, I really want to engage with you about this conversation, or I really want your opinion about something. Can you give me your opinion about this? We all know life happens, and we can't always be ready to pay attention at any given moment. If that's the case, then your responsibility is to say, hey, honey, hey, baby, hey, sweetie, whatever term of endearment you use for your partner, I'm a little bit busy with work right now. Can we talk about this in an hour? Can we go back to this tomorrow? Give them a specific date and time so that they know that you're not purposefully ignoring them, that you're not turning against them, and that you're not turning away from them. But they matter to you, and so you're going to make it an effort to show up for their bid for connection. Listen, we all have busy lives. We're all going 100 miles an hour, it seems like some days. And it really takes a lot for us to be able to learn that slowing down is so important. And part of that slowing down means that you take time for yourself, but you also take time for you and your loved ones to reconnect in certain ways. And so when your partner is trying to connect with you, make sure you're more attentive to it and that you respond to it, because nobody likes to feel unheard, ignored, dismissed, right? And they don't want their actions or their words to be used against them. And so it really is going to make the biggest difference in your relationship today if you can either, one, make more bids for connections with your partner, right? And that could be through when they're speaking, when you guys are having a conversation, looking at them in their eyes, listening to what they're saying with their ears, right? And also physically turning towards them as they're speaking to you. Those three things alone, life-changing. And I'm not exaggerating, because we don't even realize sometimes how when we're speaking to someone, it's, anybody on the receiving end of that could feel somewhat dismissive. Now, you can see if somebody's busy and, kind of an understanding. But if you're the one who's busy and you want to circle back, verbalize that, vocalize that. Let's say you are upset with your partner and you need a minute. I always advise my couples who see me, because I'm a couples therapist, if you're upset and you need a minute, you have every right to take that minute. But make sure that you convey that to your partner and then set a time where you're going to go back to it. That way your partner doesn't feel dismissed, unheard, or that you guys are not going to resolve whatever issue has come up, right? So that is what making bids for connections look like. And that is what you can start to do today to improve the dynamics of your relationship. Making bids for connections helps you and your partner feel more closer together, feel like you're a team, feel like you're connected. And I promise you, you could be working in different states, in different countries. You could only have a few short hours to see each other between getting the kids from school and getting them ready for dinner and then putting them to bed and then you guys getting ready for bed. There's so much that goes on throughout our days. But if you are able to, on top of all of that, make sure that your partner, your ride or die, your person that you love and you care about knows, hey, I'm locked in. I know we're busy, but I'm locked in. And I'm interested in your day, in even your stressors that you've been through, in the ways that I can help you, in the ways that I can be there for you. The same way that you were when you first met each other. There was an interest, there was an intriguingness for you, right? It was like, oh, I want to get to know this person. What do they like? What do they not like? Would they enjoy doing these activities with me? We get to learn that about our partner, and after a certain time together, we're like, I know all this. Nope. Continue to make bids for connection with each other, physically with your body, with your eyes, with your ears, and also with your questions and the way that you interact with them. I promise you, this is going to make the biggest difference. And if it doesn't, write me. Let me know. It didn't make a difference. Write me. You know why I'm saying that? Because you won't write me. If you're doing it the way I'm telling you to do it, make bids for connection. Speak with your partner when you feel like your bids for connection are not being received. Be clear about it. If you're busy at that moment where your partner is making a bid for connection, let them know, hey, I'm busy right now, but let's circle back in an hour. Or let's talk about this tonight. And make sure that when you are connecting, physical, eyes, what you say, and how you listen. And I guarantee you that it will improve your relationship. And then you will feel heard and seen by your partner, and you will want to continue to reach out towards your partner, because we all want to be seen, we all want to be understood, and we all want to be heard. Nobody likes to be ignored. And when we get into our daily routines, it's very easy for couples to just do their own thing. Connect, connect, connect. That is the biggest thing that's going to help you today. So thank you guys so much for being here. I will catch you on the next video. Take care.